All right, I would like to welcome you all to our university showcase today with Oklahoma State University Tulsa. We are so thrilled you took a few moments from your afternoon to come and learn more about OSU Tulsa and to bring your questions. I'm Emily Titchener, Director of University Transfer for TCC, and you are exactly in the right place to ask questions and explore your next step. So we always say one of the most important things if you're considering transferring to complete your bachelor's degree is that early research, getting all your pieces together, deadlines, questions you have about the programs you're interested in, learning about the university you might want to transfer to. So this series is a great way to get that information. The great thing about being a transfer student is you have the full support of two institutions behind you in reaching that four-year degree. So OSU Tulsa and TCC are longstanding transfer partners. We work very closely together on a number of initiatives to support students. So we're very excited to share with you today some more information and to let our expert panel here answer your questions. So I'm going to put my contact information in the chat. I want to make sure all of our TCC students know that you can reach out to the University Transfer Department anytime. Another really great and excellent resource is your academic advisors and our career services team. TRIO, if you interact with that team, we have many great resources on TCC that are prepared to help support and answer your questions. Most important thing I would say is just keep asking them. Ask all the questions you have about transfer. We want to provide all that information to you. So we are recording this session. Wanted to let you know that we are still having students join, so I'll be admitting them as they come in. We plan to record the front end of the session that's, overview information about OSU. And then at the end, I will alert you when we're going to stop our recording. And that's a great time to ask some more personalized. To let you know, we'll be monitoring the chat throughout, so feel free to put questions there. And either I or our panelists from OSU Tulsa will be able to answer them. And any questions we're not able to answer during the session, we will be able to follow up with you about. So definitely it's a great opportunity to make sure you get that bit of information that's going to help you. So I am going to, with no further ado, turn it over to our presenter today, Syra Nadim, recruitment manager for OSU Tulsa. She is going to take us through some information about OSU, and then we have some experts from financial aid and many different members of our team. So thank you again for joining us, and we will turn it over to Syra to take it away.
Thanks, Emily.
When is the right time to change your future? Your time is now at Oklahoma State University Tulsa, a state research university in the heart of the city, where world-class faculty will guide you through programs designed for your lifestyle and our city's needs. We're creating a better tomorrow for our students, answering the call of dynamic industries with graduates prepared to lead the way. OSU Tulsa, advancing careers, improving lives, serving Tulsa. When is the
All right, there we go. Hi, everybody. Like Emily said, that was a great introduction. My name is Syra Nadim. I am the recruitment manager at OSU Tulsa, and I work primarily with our undergraduate students and programs over here, and students especially like yourselves that are at Tulsa Community College, potentially looking at a bachelor's degree and exploring your different options. I've worked with a lot of college students in my past, and I'm excited to kind of serve as the TCC liaison for you guys in the future to see how I can help you advance your careers and invest in your future. Before I get into that, I actually wanted to take a moment because like Emily said, we have a great panel of people in here, and I just want to let you know the kinds of people from OSU Tulsa we have in the room today, just in case you have questions that you want to drop into the chat. We have Beverly Morris, she's our Director of Academic Advising, and some advisors from our team, Alyssa Lucior, Sherry Clegg, and Chris Campbell. So if you have some advising specific questions, we have some advisors here. We also have Ashley Lorenz and Priscilla Bowe from our financial aid team. So if you have any financial aid related questions, we have some people here too that can answer them. So just in case that comes up as we're going through the presentation. So one of the main things that I wanted to talk to you guys today about was how your higher education is going to play into your career. So I've worked with I think one of the best pieces of advice I could give you when it comes to your career is work with an end in sight. So the main reason people go to college is to hopefully get a job at the end of the day or just expand their horizons a little bit. So if you have a career goal in mind, I would say that's the first step. And depending on that, you're going to start in one of these places that's on the screen right now. Some of you might have some college credits. Some of you might be working towards an applied associate's degree, an associate's degree, and hopefully for some of you, the end goal is a bachelor's degree. So there's a few differences in these different points in your career plan that I wanted to point out. If you're working towards an applied associate's degree, those are for the people that I like to call them a technical degree or a vocational degree. Those are people that when you graduate after 2 years in college, you are fully qualified to go into your job. Those kinds of degrees, applied associate's degrees, do not transfer as easily as an associate's degree if you're looking into a 4-year college. An associate's degree, on the other hand, which is what a lot of you guys at TCC are getting right now, are a lot more general education courses that do transfer easily. So when you're looking at college degrees, your first 2 years, your freshman and sophomore years, are a lot of general education courses. You're getting your math, your science, your English credits out of the way, all those degrees where it's not the brunt of what you want to do. I myself was an English major and I took a lot of math and science in my first 2 years. The latter half of my degree was a lot more focused on what I wanted to be studying at the end of the day. So if you're studying an associate, if you're pursuing an associate's degree right now, it's a great place to start if a BA is the end goal. And that's kind of what I was saying in terms of career goal. For some people, that vocational degree, if you want to end up being a veterinary technician, if that 2-year vocational degree, if that's what your dream job is, an applied associate's is perfect. You won't have to get a bachelor's degree because you'll have the tools you need at the end of that applied associate's degree. But say you want to, become a teacher, say you want to become a doctor, that plan, though, the classes that you need to take, the educational journey when you're doing that is completely different from a vocational degree. And that's why you want to make sure you're thinking with the end goal in mind, because you want to do school as effectively and efficiently as possible. You don't want to waste your time taking classes that you might not need at the end of the day. So if you have that end in mind, which is great, it's okay if you don't have the end in mind. I know my first 2 years in school, I was very confused on what I wanted to do at the end of the day. But if you have some kind of idea in mind, or if you have that dream job in mind, it's a fantastic place to start because you can pick the courses that you need in order to get to that dream job as quickly and without wasting time or money. And that's kind of our goal at the end of the day, to make the transfer process as easy as possible for you. So all of that aside, let's talk about why you should get a bachelor's degree. And again, for some people, a bachelor's degree isn't the right end goal, but there's a lot of reasons why people are drawn to it and why so many people are graduating with a bachelor's degree. For one, a lot of people are financially motivated, and the research shows that at the end of the day, those people that are graduating with a college degree earn about $19,000 more annually than those people without one. So if you're someone that is money motivated, at the end of the day, you can think about, what can I be doing with close to $20,000 every year? And that's if you come from a background where money is important, if you have big financial goals that you're wanting to achieve, that alone could be a reason why you want to go ahead and get your bachelor's. Building your professional network. You meet a lot of different people in college, whether it goes from your professors to the faculty and staff that surround you to the students around you as well. It's a great place to make connections, whether professional or personal, but also it's an environment where you can better yourself. You're learning how to manage a schedule, you're learning how to hold yourself accountable, and all of those habits, doing your homework, attending class every day, those are transferable to the real world. And long-term goal achievement as well. If you want to own a house, that kind of ties into money as well. But bachelor's degrees can really kind of set the foot or kickstart your future in terms of the things you want to achieve with your life. So if you do decide that you want to get a bachelor's degree, one of the best places to start is figure out, like I said, if you have a career in mind, how does that career transfer into a program or a certification or a degree? So not every school offers a program. So it's not like every school has an English program. It's not like every school has a veterinary program. It's not like every school has a piloting program. So at the end of the day, figure out what kind of area or field you want to study in, and then find the school that has that as an option listed for you. So the way this works in terms of transfer students is you're going to complete your lower division courses at your community college, and you're going to transfer to a four-year college or a two-year transfer school like OSU Tulsa to complete those upper division courses, those junior and senior courses. And you want to make sure that you have the courses that you need to transfer. So it's not like, hey, you took some classes at TCC and now you're going to finish them up at OSU Tulsa. You want to make sure you hit the check marks, the prerequisite courses correctly, to make sure you're ready to transfer at the right time that's best for you. And the easiest way to do that is to meet with an academic advisor. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why OSU Tulsa might be a good fit for you. It's a state research university in the heart of Tulsa. You'll be in the city. And all college experiences look different. OSU Tulsa is not your four-year school. That would be OSU Stillwater. This is a university that is in the city, and it's a great school if you are a non-traditional student, if you're working a full-time job. If you're working a full-time job, if you want to go to classes later at night. The majority of our classes are at nighttime. They're only a few days a week. We have a great team of faculty behind you. When you become an OSU Tulsa student, you are connected to over 250,000 OSU alumni. So that brand, that cowboy brand, when you're out in the real world, people can recognize it. So, and that can build connections for you when we were talking about professional network, when you're going down in the job field. If you're interviewing for a role and someone sees that you graduated from OSU and they're an OSU grad too, that builds a connection that's hard to replicate in other places. And one of the cool things is if you graduate from OSU Tulsa, which is in downtown Tulsa, that piece of paper that you get at the end of the day is the same exact piece of paper that our Stillwater graduates are getting. There's three main differences, because sometimes people get confused on what a branch campus is. So OSU Stillwater and OSU Tulsa are both branch campuses, and there's three main differences that we like to point out. The first one's location. Maybe Tulsa is more convenient than Stillwater for you. The second is Stillwater offers classes, freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior level, versus OSU Tulsa, which is only junior and senior level courses, which is beneficial to people like yourselves that are at a community college right now that are already taking care of those freshman and sophomore level classes. So you don't necessarily need to find an institution that's offering those same classes because you're already taking them. And last but not least, I would say the biggest other difference between OSU Tulsa and OSU Stillwater is the amount of programs offered. At OSU Tulsa, we have about 20 to 30 different bachelor's degree options, versus Stillwater that has over 200 majors that you can choose from. So if you're looking at OSU Tulsa, I think, and you have that job in mind or that area of study that you're looking to pursue, it would be super helpful to just look at, the programs that are offered and see if you would be a good fit for OSU Tulsa if we offer what you're looking for. We have fantastic financial aid opportunities and transfer scholarships available that we'll be talking about in a little bit. We have online classes, late night classes. Like I said, for the working adult, it's a great opportunity to come study. We have on-campus career services, so we can help you start kickstarting your career in terms of resumes, interviewing skills, building those connections on what kind of jobs are available in the community. And we're just connected to the city, which I think is a really cool opportunity because you're going to school in a place that's, you know, not in the suburb. You're in the heart of where all the fun is happening. And I think that's a fun place to be personally. I'm going to play a little video for you. So that all of that to say, coming from me, but I'm not an OSU Tulsa student, so I think it would be beneficial. I thought it would be beneficial for you guys to actually hear from once I inserted a little clip in here.
Hi, I'm a transfer student from TCC as well. I'm studying sports management and marketing here at OSU Tulsa campus also. And I graduate spring of 2021. And I decided to stay here in Tulsa because I grew up here a few blocks from campus. My family being the main reason that why I'm here still. And just wanted to continue to get involved with my community and just to give everything back to Tulsa. So doing sports management here and marketing, a lot of my upper division courses has really catered to what I'm trying to do specifically, as well as my internship opportunities that I was able to attain with the Tulsa Sports Commission, kind of get that hands-on experience here locally with amateur sports and kind of get involved as far as transitioning into the workforce industry. So I've done a lot of things outside of my classes, but one in particular to kind of hint back was the mentorship program that really helped with moving forward as far as my degree options and just getting involved into what I'm trying to do. My mentor, he actually works for the Kansas City Royals. So just networking with him and communicating with him and just getting a lot of experiences and volunteering to put on my resume to look forward to just getting involved in my major.
I'm going to share our social media links with you guys at the end of this presentation. There are tons of little snippets from students at OSU Tulsa talking about their experiences on our social media, whether it's on YouTube or Instagram. And I think they will give you a really good flavor of kind of what campus life is like, why our students come to OSU Tulsa, what they've gained from it. And I think they're worth peeking at because if I was a student, I would want to hear about other students' experiences too. So I think it's worth your time if you are seriously considering OSU Tulsa to take a peek at those and just get that inside perspective. Here, so when we're talking about degrees at OSU Tulsa, I've listed out the bachelor's and graduate certificates. On our next slide, we're talking about our master's and doctoral programs as well, which we offer. I'm gonna focus on this one because a lot of times when students are transferring into a college, they have a degree name in mind, and that degree name doesn't always translate clearly. So for example, at OSU Tulsa, if you're looking to come and you want to go into social work, we don't have a degree that's called a social work degree, and that's the common name in the industry. But we do have a degree called the Human Family Development, HFDS, Human Family Developmental Sciences, which would be a great degree if you want to go serve the community, work in social work, work in nonprofits. That gives you the same outline, the same kind of education that you would get with a social work degree. But if you just go to our website and say, you know, I kind of want to study social work, I want to see if OSU Tulsa has it, and you're looking for those words, social work, you're not going to find what you're looking for. So with that in mind, it's worth going onto the website for OSU Tulsa and just any website on different colleges that you're looking at to see a full perspective of what they offer and digging in a little bit deeper to what each program is and what the career paths after that program look like. Because sometimes what you have in your mind doesn't necessarily translate directly to that. So all of our degrees, all of our degree requirements are listed on our website, which we can probably drop in the chat and I can share with you guys too. But these are the main ones that we have. What we recommend, actually one more thing before I get into that is, sorry. while these are the full programs that we offer, that means you can walk away from OSU Tulsa with this degree in hand. We also have courses in other subject areas that won't necessarily get you a degree, but could get you started. So for example, we could offer you some courses in, English. Beverly, we offer some courses in English. I'll pull up the list too, or share it. There's an entire list of areas that we offer classes in. There's specific courses, but they won't get you a degree, but they could get you closer to a degree, or they could serve as an elective in your educational journey. And I'll remember to share that with you guys too in the chat in a second. So say OSU Tulsa is where you want to go. You're like, how does the transfer journey start? What does it look like? I've taken all these classes at TCC. I've taken these classes at another four-year institution. I want to transfer, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to transfer, if my credits will transfer clearly, if I hit the check marks of the prerequisites that I'm looking to take. We have an amazing list of transfer resources. So first and foremost, we have a transfer map program, and this is probably going to be the most beneficial to you guys as TCC students, because let me see if I can share it with you guys. Give me 1 second. What screen can you see right now?
The same screen.
Okay. Let me share our transfer map website. There we go. So what transfer maps do? Let's start with American Studies, because it is right there. So the way this works is it's turning the OSU lingo into TCC lingo. Let's see. It just does not want to work for me today. There we go. Hold on 1 second. There we go, sorry.
I did drop into the chat the website where they can access these too.
Perfect. So when you're transferring to OSU Tulsa and you want to do a degree in, do a degree in XYZ, and our advisors tell you, you know what, you need all of these different classes. Well, the name of the class that we have at OSU Tulsa doesn't necessarily, translate to the one that you might be taking at TCC. These transfer maps will tell you exactly, we need an English 1113 credit, but at TCC it's called this. We're looking for a, math 1493. Well, this TCC class will also substitute in well there. So our advising team has done a absolutely fantastic job in making sure that for the majority of our programs, there's a transfer map available. So it takes the legwork away from trying to figure out what classes transfer where. We also have, that's the first resource that I would recommend to you guys. The second resource I would recommend is these two right here, our college credit transfer guides and our transfer equivalency self-service, which is a fun name. So let me pull those up and share them with you as well to just show you how they work a little bit. So they're both linked to the same page on OK State's website. So we'll start with the transfer equivalency self-service, and I'll walk you through it a little bit. You can make an account or you can continue without signing in. But if you fill out these fields on this website, what it's essentially going to do is it's going to ask you, when do you plan to enroll? You can pop it in. And eventually it's going to have you input, all the classes that you've taken and give you a percentage essentially of how much of an OSU degree you already have completed. So you input all your information, it'll say, you know what, you're this close to getting a full degree from OSU Tulsa. So that's a great resource if you're trying to do your research on your own. The second one that's on that page that I wanted to show you guys is transfer guides. And this one's a lot of fun because you can if you have, some of you guys might have classes that aren't necessarily from TCC. We're going to use TCC as an example, but it'll show you what classes will get you credit for ones you've already taken. So we're going to do Oklahoma. And we're going to do Tulsa Community College. I'll give you 2 examples of what this is going to look like. So say you have taken, let's do English. Say you've taken English Comp 1, a class that most people have to take, and you hit search, and you've taken that at Tulsa Community College. It'll tell you at Tulsa Community College, you've taken English 1113, which gets you credit at Oklahoma State University for English 1113 Comp 1 as well. So it's almost like a language translator if you're like on Google and translating languages. But here's a little bit different of example. Let's do Intro to Accounting as one. You've taken Intro to Accounting 1003 at Tulsa Community College. At Oklahoma State University, it transfers as an accounting elective. And that's a difference that you may want to note, because it doesn't get you the exact credit that you're looking for, but OSU Tulsa is recognizing that, hey, you know, this person did put an entire semester's worth of work in some kind of accounting. We're going to give you some credit. It's not necessarily going to hit the checkbox that we're looking for, but it will give you a different sort of credit so that all that studying in that semester worth of work doesn't go to waste, and it benefits you in some way in your career plan, maybe just not exactly in the way you were looking for. So let's go back to this presentation. So those 3, the transfer maps and the transfer guides and the equivalency self-service, those are 3 great resources if you're looking to do research on your own and try to figure out, you know, this is what my academic resume has looked like. How is that going to benefit me in the future? But that's super confusing if you don't speak the logo and if you're new to this. I would say the easiest way to get that ball rolling if you are looking to transfer is just get in the office with an advisor and schedule an appointment at the end of the day. Because advisors are familiar with every single program, they're familiar with the kind of careers that result from programs, and they can do all the legwork for you and really show you, hey, this is what you have on the table and this is what you need. Let's make the best plan for you. And it really, it's not you kind of getting thrown into the deep end and trying to figure it out yourself. They're really going to hold your hand and make the best possible game plan for you moving forward. So if you're looking into, and maybe we can drop this advising link as well. All of our advising appointments can be made online, and I'm going to share that and just show you guys how easy it can be to get the ball rolling. If someone can drop that link too. This is our advising appointment link. You just have to go in and fill it out, and we can get you scheduled for an appointment day and time. All of our sessions are being done virtually right now, so it's super easy. But you just, you fill out the information and we can get you in the door and really have a personalized conversation with you in terms of what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve. And I think that personal conversation at the end of the day is what's going to be the most beneficial to you. In terms of admission requirements, aside from the 15 checkboxes that you need in terms of these are the classes you need for a certain degree, we also have a few other requirements. If you're at TCC and you're pursuing that associate's degree, you're probably in that first bullet point of you're getting close to 60 hours of credits. You're going to need a 2.0 GPA to transfer into OSU Tulsa. If you're in that 24 to 59 hour range, we're looking at a 2.25 GPA. And essentially what that means is the fewer classes that you've taken in your freshman and sophomore journey, the better you need to do in those classes. The more classes you take, the lower that GPA requirement is. Just remember that OSU Tulsa only offers upper division courses, that's the junior and senior level ones, and it doesn't help to transfer early. If there's a class that you can take at TCC and you can take at OSU Tulsa, getting those hours in, getting close to that 60-hour mark, completing as much as you can, and then transferring in is what we always advise. And then paying for school.
there's a lot of opportunities available in terms of gift aid, and that's a lot of scholarships, tuition waivers. We have scholarship opportunities that are available specifically for transfer students, financial aid on the federal level, the FAFSA, self-help opportunities. Those are work study opportunities. So there is money on the table that's up for grabs. And what we like to tell people is the sooner you apply, the better, because at the end of the days, we're trying to give away as much scholarship and financial aid as we can. There's not a reserve that's set in the back pocket for people. You know, these are for the people that might apply later. So the sooner you apply, the better it is. The other thing that makes financial aid and scholarship opportunities at OSU Tulsa super simple is when you apply to the school, that application serves as your scholarship application as well. So you're essentially killing two birds with one stone. So you don't need to worry about, I need to get this done and this done. It's a quick and simple process. There's two dates that I would put on the calendar if you've heard anything that's been of interest to you. That's April 8th and May 12th. Those are our upcoming transfer days. And the best way I can put this is these are two great days where we have all of our resources on staff. So you can meet with all the people that you need, whether it be a advisor, a financial aid person, someone like myself, to learn a little bit more about OSU Tulsa, just so we can get that ball rolling for you. So those are 2 days that are entirely dedicated towards our incoming transfer students. So if you want to learn more about OSU Tulsa, if you want to get in with an advisor, just mark those dates down. And that's the social media that I was referencing earlier. Here's my contact information if you guys would like to reach out to me if you have any other questions. I'm incredibly passionate about getting students into higher education and in college. I was a student that didn't go to your traditional four-year university. Life put me in circumstances where I had to work especially hard. I was working 50, 60 hours a week, and I still wanted to obtain my college degree. So going to a school that catered to that kind of audience and that kind of population, that made it easy for me to get my credits and my classes while at the same time still keeping me in a like robust city where I was still able to have some fun experience while at the same time, work a job and get a paycheck and take care of my family. That was something that was super valuable to me. So if you come from a similar background to that, and if any of that sounds appealing, I would really encourage you to start a conversation with us. With all of that said, I'm going to open it up to questions for you guys.
Thank you so much for that great presentation. I just wanted to say really quickly, all the bachelor's degree programs that were shown on the screen, TCC does have current transfer maps to every one of those programs. So we work really hard to maintain that, so you know which courses to take to get over to OSU, but it's always a personalized experience. So those opportunities to go to transfer day and to check in through the virtual advising, highly recommend contacting the university early to have those conversations. So we've had a few questions in the chat. I will stop the recording at this point. I'm going to thank our presenter so much, and we are ready to take your questions. Thank you again for joining us for this university showcase. Remember, you can contact our university transfer office anytime at tcc2university@tulsacc.edu or visit our website tulsacc.edu/transfer.